A Clare woman has turned personal loss into a touching and meaningful children's book that's now helping other families navigate grief. Marie Donnellan has recently launched her book, Always, written and illustrated in memory of her late daughter, Catherine. The book tells a gentle story of love, loss and remembrance, and all proceeds are going to support the children's bereavement charity HopeSpace. And Marie, who's as well as being an author, is the CEO of Platform 94, joins me on the line now to share her story and the journey behind the book. Marie, a pleasure to have you on this morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, Alan. Thank you so much for having me. It's lovely to be on.
This is quite clearly a very personal project written in memory of Catherine. Writing and illustrating a book like this was undoubtedly an emotional journey. How did you approach that process?
Yeah, sure. Well, I guess, Alan, the writing of it, to be honest with you, was quite enjoyable. So I wrote it nearly a year ago now. And yeah, of course, it was deeply emotional, but I enjoyed that part of it. Illustrating would not be my natural forte, so I'm an accountant by trade, and as you alluded to, I guess my day job is looking after and helping other businesses, so it was definitely not a natural skill set, so that took me a number of months to kind of perfect the art, but yeah, no, I'm so thrilled with how it came out. So it really is a labour of love, we'll call it. But I guess by illustrating it myself, I was able to really maximise the margin and the amount of money that we were going to be able to donate to HopeSpace. I
mean, the whole process, as I mentioned, it's in memory of Catherine. I've no doubt there were many moments when she, you were thinking about her and happy times and sad times and everything in between. Can you tell us a little bit about Catherine?
Yeah, sure. So Catherine was our first daughter, and she passed away quite unexpectedly in 2020. And I guess in the few years that followed her passing, so she was just a few years old, and after that we had a few tough years, I guess, trying to get justice for Catherine. And we had a public apology, and we'd had an inquest last year, which again was quite public. And well, we had a finding of medical misadventure, which was again, I won't call it justice, but it was a big fight to get that for her. So I guess the reason for this project as well is that I really wanted to kind of put out into the world something really positive in her name that could try to help other people, so it's very much an outward project. And when I was writing it really for Rose and JJ. So we have two young kids there too, and Rose has just turned 4, so it's a bit of a madhouse. But it was really for them in order to keep her memory alive in a really positive way. And the book tells the story of this bear who's going through a number of life milestones, and there's a beautiful butterfly coming along with them, kind of like a champion in every scene. And there's also a quiet little robin in the corner of every scene. But it's not like the book isn't sad in any way. Like, the book is a really powerful message that they have this superpower with them going through life who represents this person that is no longer there. And in our case, that's the sibling. But it could be anyone. So it could be a parent that the child has lost. It could be a grandparent. It couldn't represent anyone that they were close to. So we just thought it was a really, really lovely thing to put out into the world in her memory and to try and help other people.
And always deals with loss, but in a gentle and accessible way. But obviously, loss is such a huge thing, and trying to deal with that with children as well. Was that a difficult process to approach, Marie, to deal with such a difficult, heartbreaking topic, but make it gentle and accessible?
Well, I guess, Alan, from our perspective, you see, our kids are so young that they don't understand yet. Do you know what I mean? And they never met Catherine because, she was their older sibling. So in that case, it was really as a way of being able to keep her memory alive and teach them about Catherine as they get older. But I guess why HopeSpace really loved the book not just obviously as a fundraising mechanism for them, but they actually really love the book itself as a way of helping families, because they find it very useful that as a child who has lost a parent or a grandparent or someone, that they do know or will remember the person they lost, that it's a really great way of kind of teaching them and helping them and really kind of feeling that support, because I guess the scientific evidence says that, kind of trauma can reoccur, etc., as a child is going through what they would call significant milestones in their life.
Yeah, and HopeSpace, some people may not be familiar with them, but they do incredible work with children and families. And I guess it was really important for you to support this cause, and all proceeds from Always are going to HopeSpace.
They're amazing, and absolutely this project was always going to be a charity project. It was always a giving back project, but HopeSpace were just the perfect fit. I met them last year, and to be honest, only for them I mightn't even have finished it, because I just happened to meet them and I kind of pitched the idea of what I was creating to them, and they just nearly took the hand off me. They were like, this is amazing, this is incredible, we'd love to see this go to print, we'd love to help in any way. So it was their excitement about it really that kind of helped me bring it to a completion stage. But yes, they're unbelievable. It's all volunteers. They do amazing work. So they give free one-to-one listening support to children and to families who are going through bereavement. They're headquartered in Galway, we'll say, but they have families throughout the west of Ireland.
Okay, such a hugely important organisation. And you recently launched the book, and you had Miriam O'Callaghan, who everyone will know as a guest reader on the night, which I guess, it's special for you to have that level of support.
Yeah, well, Miriam, honestly, Alan, Miriam was incredible. I mean, when I say she went above and beyond, I mean, she must have stood in for 1,000 photographs. She was, she entertained and talked to everyone that arrived, and yeah, she was brilliant. And obviously the reading of the book was very emotional by her, but she was brilliant. And, she totally got it straight away as a mother and a grandmother herself. She, again, loved the book and felt that it could have really helped her with her nieces and nephews. She lost her sister unexpectedly, and her few words on the night were beautiful, really, really lovely. So we were so lucky to get her. And we held the launch in Druid Theatre, which is a really well-known venue in Galway, and it was lovely because the venue itself, it's like it exudes this beautiful energy. It's all the old Galway stone, and it's like the venue itself is giving off a lovely energy. So it was just such a beautiful, magical night.
What has the response been like so far from readers? Have you been getting much in the way of feedback? Have you been hearing from other families? Because it's such a huge topic and an emotional one, and it holds such resonance for you. I would imagine hearing from others who've been through something similar, and if the reading Always has had a positive impact on them, would be very satisfying for you, Marie.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, Alan, to be honest with you, I was quite nervous putting it out into the world, and even the day that I was announcing it, I had a total wobble. I was like, am I doing the right thing here at all? But at that stage, I had 1,500 books under my desk.
You kind of have to go with it at that stage, don't you?
I was gone too far to go back. But I said, it's I'm going to put it out. But it's a deeply personal thing. And, as you alluded to at the start, my world is a business world. And, I would have quite a good profile on LinkedIn and stuff, but it's all business content that I'd be putting out. And even radio interviews, everything I ever talk about is business, economics, trade, So it was such a departure, and really felt like a risk to be putting something so deeply personal out into the world. But the response has been unbelievable. Unbelievable. We've sold about nearly 800 books already over the last few weeks, which has been incredible. But not just the selling of the books, but the feedback. We've had so many people who have bought the book and then bought more books to use as gifts. We've had people contact me and buy 20, 30 books and donate them to a school. We had a woman who bought 50 books to use for a women in business event that she was doing a few weeks ago. Just incredible support, unbelievable. And that itself is so moving. People have sent me such deeply personal messages. which, is sad to hear, but also lovely to think that the book is helping or empowering, and I get every day I get a message of someone's kids reading the book, and it's the most surreal thing to see a photo of a child and your book in their hands. It's just so special. And the book comes with, so I wrap the books, I gift wrap them in this lovely pink tissue, and it comes with a blue butterfly clip that kind of matches the blue butterfly in the book. So kids love that. They use the butterfly clip as they're going along reading the book, and it's just so beautiful to see the photo. It's really nice.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, look, 800 copies sold. Hopefully you'll sell many, many more. In order to help you do that, Marie, where can people pick up a copy of Always?
Yeah, so first of all, the easiest way is to actually buy it online at alwayschildrensbook.com. So alwayschildrensbook.com, and we are offering free postage within Ireland and Northern Ireland thanks to a lovely corporate donation from a neighbour of ours. So there's free postage at the moment. It can also be sent as a gift. So when you go to add it to cart, you can write in a gift message there. And if someone wants to buy it physically, they are currently for sale in my cousin's cafe, Tea and Tones, in Shannon. And if there's anyone that would like to stock the book, then by all means, I'd be delighted to have more stockists in Clare. So please feel free to reach out to me directly. You can find me very easily. It's just Marie Donnellan, and you can find me on Instagram very easily.
Look, it's great to see such a lovely idea having such a positive impact both on the people reading it and indeed on HopeSpace as well, and hopefully you'll sell many, many more copies of it. Marie, congratulations, and thank you so much for having a chat with us on Morning Focus.
Thank you so much, Alan. Honestly, I really appreciate the support and you having me on.
No problem at all. Marie Donnellan there, the author of Always, and make sure you get it or check it out at the website or indeed in the various locations Marie mentioned there where you can pick it up.